Orders are due this Monday at I Want More Comics and Games. We make them available online so you don't miss out for your comic, trade paperback, and manga choices. And join us every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Mountain as we review these and more in our Final Orders Due show on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Number 1 issues this week include Royals by Image Comics, G.I. Joe with Cobra versions of Silent Missions, Pop Kill Seasonal Hits Easter, Hello Body Horror from the Hello Darkness line at Boom Entertainment, and the long-awaited Beyond Megalith from Bad Idea Comics. Monster lineup of variants from the second part of Spider-Man Superman, and Kilroy is Here Drops. Place your order before 6 p.m. Monday night, either ship or in-store pickup, and we will see you at release.
Sunday night, time for the most important show by the local comic books that goes on Sundays at 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a baseball stat. You can just make it narrow enough and then it's always true, right?
That's exactly right.
You don't have to brag too much, but we're here. Comics are here. Things that you could pre-order.
Yes, indeed. This is the show where we talk about future comic books, ones that are coming out in weeks to come. These are all the items that we're getting from the distributor. So it is your opportunity to not only buy comics away from competitive market pricing, but multiples as well if you'd like. So make sure to follow along with us and peruse the entire site yourself, because we're not going to have time to go through everything, but we will dang sure try our best. Thank you for joining us, everybody. It's Keith and Richie here. Keith, why don't you tell us how they can follow along?
Well, if you're a Hold Slot member, you should log into the portal to place your orders. We are transitioning all Hold Slot orders directly to the portal system now that we've kind of fleshed it out and it's working right. If you are a Hold Slot member, please only place your orders through the portal. On the website, after this week, we will be shutting off the ability to pay in store for the pre-order stuff because it is fully working through the portal system. But if you're not a Hold Slot order customer with us and you'd just like to turn around and browse the system and be able to purchase and get ahead of the game, come to iwantmorecomics.com, click on the shop button at the top and pick Final Orders Due. It jumps you right to this week's page. While there are future pages out there, they're going to be very limited in information. Please, it's best to turn around and be looking at this type of stuff on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday leading up to the deadline.
Excellent. We are in for a pretty big show. There's just a lot of stuff. I noticed a ton of cool trades coming out as well, but there's just a bunch. So why don't we get into it pretty quick? We will start with our number ones. And I guess we'll start with our 00 if we want to go in order.
Oh, yeah. Alphabetically applies that way, doesn't it?
Yeah. So Bad Idea is bringing out Beyond Megalith. Now, I remember somewhere 6 years ago we talked about Megalith. And now I think it's finally coming to fruition. Is that the case, Keith?
Kinda.
Okay.
Kinda.
So I mean, it looks awesome, but what are we talking about here?
Bad Idea launched up with a really interesting idea about distribution, kind of handling some self-distribution, only approving certain stores. They went through a couple years, and they did get tripped up immediately by COVID, which was not their fault at all. So a lot of their initial inertia kind of hit a little bit of a snag and a stall. It was good for us for an extended period of time, but as things came through and COVID claimed some victims, Bad Idea had to turn around and kind of repurpose things around. So Megalith, which was one of the first books ever marketed, we had signed prints of this before Bad Idea had shipped a single book, is now coming back, but it seems to be an anthology book. There are many different pieces inside of it. You can see that the all-star lineup is spectacular here.
I agree with there. Yeah.
Daddy, Dysart on the writing, La Rosa, Lampum, Sienkiewicz, Tony Millionaire, Giarello on art. I mean, it's through the roof. So this is a introductory issue here with lots of little details. It's only $1.99. It's kind of a good little taster to see what's coming up. And I believe that this is setting the plate for what happens next coming from Bad Idea.
I don't think that they announce it anywhere on here, but it seemed to be a pretty big hit with Crisis on Infinite Earths. Typically, when they do the $1.99 price point, this thing's going to be on newsprint. So if that interests you, I would suggest
it is a possibility there.
I can't guarantee it, but I'm pretty sure it is.
I think I had one extra detail of it I was looking up right now.
Okay.
Because I wanted to know for the $1.99, what were you getting, and if they had a page count up. That's why I was like, it's still 32 pages.
Oh, that's yeah.
So we're not talking about just like one page of each one of these stories. So I think that, again, with amazing artists or amazing creators, this is an easy slam dunk. Grab a $2 book, just kick back, enjoy, and it kind of use it as maybe an extended catalog for like, oh, I really like that. I'm going to watch for it to come down the pipe.
Well, that was a really good segue. So let's talk about it really quick. Speaking of catalogs, I know we had a bit of confusion for Comics the Magazine, and issue number 2 is going to be on our FOC show. Can you talk a little bit about what this is and what people might want to add to their portal or here at the website?
So Comics the Magazine launched up. Prana publishers are putting this together. It's going to be a meaty industry rag. That's what they like to call them for the magazines. But it also will have unique content inside of it. Big time stories. Issue 1 drops this week.
Yes.
These are being put together at a $2.99 price point for a larger. I believe it's 32 pages or more also for this. But they're also offering out us a kind of a discount program if we're willing to bite in on the project. So for that, for issues 1, 2, and at least issue 3, Hold Slot members in good standings will receive this for free.
Wow, so all you portal peeps know that. That's cool. That's a good gift.
If you'd like to buy an additional one, you can buy an additional one, or we're here at the pre-order time. You can buy an additional 3,000 if you'd like.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to go that strong. I'm not advocating for that, but like, who am I to say what you want to do in your life? So I think the magazine's going to be great. It is going to have like Chew returns in it. We have original content, like page by page in there with Guillory and Layman. John Layman. Coming back for that. And then this issue 2 is going to have some extra articles about Battle Beast
and the Invincible universe as a whole. So very exciting.
So this looks good. This looks strong. If you're not a Hold Slot member, I definitely think you should buy it. We will have copies of issue 1 on the rack this week. And we should be pretty stocked on that there. $2.99 price point for the content that's involved in it. Looks really great.
All right. From there, I think it's only necessary, after talking about Invincible, we discuss our Image comics. These are the most popular number 1s according to everyone in the comic book world right now.
The internet and the hypes.
Yes. So we will definitely give some opportunity to talk about it. We will begin with I think this is going to be more for the fans, but G.I. Joe is doing another silent mission story arc. I want to say it was last year, they did 4, and I believe it was weekly. They put out all these silent missions. Basically, G.I. Joe is crowned the first group to actually do a silent comic, meaning no word bubbles in the comic. The art tells the entire story. And since then, they did a kind of like an anniversary of it, and they brought out a bunch of G.I. Joe members to go on their own silent journeys. And now we have Cobra doing the same thing. So this is going to kind of fit along with all the G.I. Joe peeps. If you are on G.I. Joe, you will be getting these, and they will be silent.
Yeah, and you'll notice that we get the extra S's in the title here because we are a Cobra and it's a snake. and that's how it would say it. But it is going to be weekly. It is going to be 4 issues on this. Nam was saying there was 5 on the last one, but I think he's counting the reprint of issue number 21.
There might have been 5, but I'm not sure.
But Baroness starts us on the first week here, and we will turn around. And like I said, it will be carrying through weekly for all of these different ones.
Okay.
Straight on through. 2 variants, and then there's like a 1 in 25 variant hiding away from this there that we may get enough orders in for.
Not sure where it is, but I know it exists. Ghost Machine is putting out a guide.
And I think the 2 variants on this are just Chef's Kiss.
Yeah.
So your main issue, $3.99 Ghost Machine, the official guidebook. If you hadn't realized it, if you were sitting there and reading Hyde Street and Red Coat and Rook Exodus, you're in the Ghost Machine, Geiger. That's the Ghost Machine universe.
Yes.
Yeah. So this little, mostly Gary Frank, mostly Jeff Johns, involved a little subset and all this, has put out some high quality storytelling that has carried. I never in my life would have thought we'd have orders for a story about a superhero Revolutionary War guy in Red Coat, and yet that has sold just great.
Hyde Street is a comic book superhero based off the ads in the back, so it's wild, and it is clearly loved. The fan base is committed, and they're bringing out a guidebook to solidify the knowledge of being a part of that universe.
And then, like I said, with the 2 variants, Brian Hitch and Brad Anderson are doing one, Ivan Rice and Danny Miki on the other, but they have stylized these after the universe, the official guidebook kind of things for both DC and Marvel. You'll notice that this one is the Marvel style header, and then the DC one that's was done after the DC Who's Who type style. Just a nice touch. You can tell that the creators are fans of what came before in comics, and that they turn around and keep that live and active.
Jeff Johns, fan of old. That's interesting.
Yeah, the guy who would turn around and take on a project with a binder behind him with just 30 years of research in it. Yeah, this fits. This fits.
Next up, we have Kilroy is here. This is a one-shot from Image Comics from Joe Pruitt, Viking Moon fame. This is, Kilroy is a character of unknown origin, given a power to avenge innocent and protect the weak. In this one shot, he kind of discovers that potentially what he thought he was doing was good, might be bad. He's caught between 2 consequential decisions, and what side will he choose on that, and what will it mean for his legacy?
I mean, no disrespect to the A cover, but I have to go directly to this Boland here. It's so good. Shading, black and white, inks only kind of thing. It's just done so well. I love that cover.
I agree. I'm always a fan of Boland. Moving on from that is Royals. Royals number 1 is a new miniseries premiere. Derek Kirk Kim doing a story about twin brothers who have an uncanny telepathic connection, and they use that to kind of rig poker games. They do end up kind of putting in more than they can chew, and like any other Casino Royale storyline, things go awry. I think it's going to be a fun adventure. And I think if you've been following any Image number 1s in the last month, this one might be the one to snag up, even if you're only kind of interested at $4.99.
We can't ever guarantee that the book's going to take off and spike and be a real big deal and all this, but what we can do is point to history and the things that go on. This week, hitting the rack, and we'll talk about it in 2 days, will be Tigress Island. Pricing on that just went up the market is making a demand push for that. So if you like to cast little flyers out there to see what's what and all this, potentially here, Royals might be the one that you want to look at.
And then, if you want to quickly discuss the curveball thrown at you today, we have 2 second prints that are of note. One is Narco #1, hit the second printing today. And along with it was what we just mentioned was Tigress Island that has kind of started rising up on the internet as well. You can get in at $3.99 now until Monday before it's locked up.
Yeah, so this is one I would bring people's attention to on the second print, even though the first print's not sold out yet, even though we're going to have copies of that. Here's the deal about this. This second print came in after the deadline of when most stores expect the FOC to be locked. And for that reason, it's a late edition and many stores might be missing out on this. So keep an eye here. If you want this, grab it now, raise your hand. For us, it's a tough bring in because I know I've still got copies of #1. I'm not sure #1's going to sell out. Why do I need second prints if I'm not sold out of why do I need seconds if I'm not sold out of the first? So we're kind of in a little bit of a rock and hard place. So we're going to grab a couple, but not much more than what's ordered there. So we put the alarm on this that this kind of is against the grain of how all processes flow, and for that reason might end up seeing an extra demand.
And that is exactly what this show is created for, right there. Moving on, we will jump over to Titan really quick to mention Lenore Muffin Else Matters. The foil variant is dropping before the regulars. We've done this a while now. This is part of the Lenore one-shots that are coming out. So if you're interested in the foil, pick that bad boy up.
Yep. We will probably, I believe that I've seen it's on next week's list for us to talk about the regular editions. It usually just needs an extra week of production time to get foils done.
Then we have Keen Spot has a new one called Strength and Ash. This is kind of an emotional roller coaster story about a child of a superhero who dies, and the world kind of goes to crap, and they kind of blame the kid for not inheriting any of the powers to do anything about it. So kind of discovering the painful idea of loss, legacy, and finding help within and trying to rise above it. For $5.99 there. Over at Dark Horse Comics, we have a Resident Alien One More for the Road one-shot. This is going to be for all my Resident Alien fans. They've done this before where they just kind of they put it as Resident Alien 10, but it is the finale of the whole series that became a show on Sci-Fi. A lot of people really dug it. And this is the actual series finale that they will put out to end the show as well.
Nice.
Next up, we have Antarctic Press with Pounds of Power. This is a series inspired by Ralphie May, a really big name in comedy, stand-up comedy that passed. And this is kind of like a story they built that they thought he would star in a show that they would have, and they turned it into a comic book.
Gotcha.
Which I think is pretty sweet. Over at Boom Entertainment, we dive into the creepy and awful with Hello Body Horror. So this is for my gore fans, with a stunning Frisson variant that I will be buying. But these are just creepy. Everything is creepy on this, and what's inside is more of the same. So if you're into the dark and nasty, this is for you.
Anthology style book you can pick up and just read one. You do not have to have read anything before this to be in the know.
If you're following along on Portal, if you're on Hello Darkness, you are already tied to it. Also already tied to it from IDW, Star Trek Starfleet Academy Lost Contact. Starfleet Academy is the new show from Star Trek, and this is the spin-off series in comic book form, as they do. If you're part of Star Trek's ongoing from Portal, you've already been added to this bad boy, and I think it's going to be great. This is, again, another, just kind of like the G.I. Joe crowd or the Ghost Machine universe. Star Trek has become a serious comic book mover, and the universe readers have locked in. So I'm happy to say that we'll be ordering a few more than we usually order, so it'll hit the rack. But if you're interested, don't miss out and pick one up.
Yep, there was a photo variant for that I just jumped away from, but again, where some of these get to conventions and get signed by that, so can be an option there if you'd like to turn around and do that and chase some signatures.
Excellent call out, Keith. Those are always the big ones. Many, many years. Like we said, we can't guarantee anything, but we can look at history. And as history dictates, photo covers last the longest. Going from there, we're on to Mad Cave Studios to talk about the re-releasing of back in print seasonal flavors, which have been an absolute banger. Everybody's buying Pop Kill. This one is going to be the Easter themes, and I think it will also fly off the shelf. So if you're looking for it, now is the time to purchase it, because it rarely lasts to the weekend. Yep, it's one of those difficult ones to buy because it's like, older content remastered and put together. So it just goes to show, like, this is the show where you want to buy those things. Mm-hmm. Jumping over to DC Comics, we will talk about Mad About DC #1 with a just ridiculous amount of people celebrating what I'm assuming is going to be April 1st kind of stuff. We are going to do a Mad Magazine anthology style DC roast with all of your favorite creators. I highly recommend it for people looking for some humor. It will be perfect in the season, and we will not have a lot on the rack, so make sure to pick up, especially some of the variants, if you want them.
I know sometimes we're a broken record around here, but did you notice who the cover artist is on this main?
On the main is Finosian, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Zdarsky's is nothing to like ignore either.
No, Zdarsky and Chip's going to be writing some of the internals as he turns around and takes on some chops there. So
yeah,
it does come out, like you mentioned, on April 1st. So it's very timely for that. Mm-hmm. The Beasley variant is amazing.
Yes.
Quite a bit going on there.
They're that's why I wanted to point out the variants are very, very good. So make sure you grab the one you want. We also have a Bizarro Year None #1 coming out, and this is going to be for people that are on Superman. But I wanted to point out the creative team here is Kevin Smith, Eric Caracasso, and Dan Mora on the covers. I think it's going to be great. But I want to make sure that people see it, because sometimes you see Bizarro and you go, I've read it all before. I think this is going to be unique. In Bizarro Year None, we also have a Dan Mora cameo variant, and it kind of goes along with a different variant, but I wanted to talk about both of them just in case you're trying to pick them up. Dan Mora has famously done a few of these cameo variants now, and they have picked up a little bit of heat. This one has Weird Al kind of as a business defunct Weird Al vision, but over at Batman Superman World's Finest, which is the 50th issue of the comic book series, they're celebrating with that. So there's a ton of excellent covers, but included in that is your Weird Al that you know and love, which I think people might be looking for. I would suggest getting both if you're going to try to get one, and that is the best way to do it, is right here, right now, because I promise you some people will pick up 1 and 2, and then all of a sudden you're going to have one of the half. So
guarantee it all this.
All right.
Here's your question from the Peanut Gallery here.
Yeah.
Do you think Dan Morris sleeps?
I don't know. I think so. When I was at San Diego, and I'll try to make this story fast. When I was at San Diego, Mark Wade was talking about Dan Mora and how he actually can't talk about Dan Mora without like crapping on other artists, because Dan Mora does 2 comics a month where every other artist does 1. So I think he's just insanely talented, once in a generation talent that is just a producing machine. There have been other artists throughout the history that can do that, but it's really cool to live through experiencing that guy. So yeah, no, I don't think he sleeps at all. I think he just hammers out art all the time.
Got a passion.
All right, we're moving over to Marvel. We have 3 number ones. I'm going to start with the 2 that are easy, and then we'll talk about the big bad boy. The first one is going to be Amazing Spider-Man Spider-Versity. This is going to kind of be like a look into the world of Spider-Man and, all his kind of like proteges now. Spidey-Man has basically a family, and I think we're going to lean into and kind of tell this story. If you're on Spider-Men, I think was what I tied this to for my Portal peeps. I think if you want in, go ahead and purchase the Rose Besh variant. I think is going to try to take the best variant, but there is another one that I really liked, and it's Simone Bianchi's variant. I think that's the best one there.
That's tough. They both
It
got,
is a tough one.
yeah. This one's got the whole line of characters, so that's
Man.
tough. Make your choice.
Over at Uncanny X-Men, we have an annual coming, written by the same team, so it's really going to be more of stuff you love. If you're part of X-Men, you already have it, but if you are purchasing through the website, don't miss the annual. I'm sure Gail's going to put some heavy story gears in this book that you don't want to miss.
This Rogue variant here, I don't know if it's AKA or Aka, but good Lord.
Yeah. Goodness gracious, yes. Then, when we want to talk about variants, let's talk about the big bad. This is the one that's carrying over about a page, but Marvel DC's Spider-Man Superman #1 is releasing. This is the Marvel answer to the DC release that will be happening at the end of this month. This will be at the beginning of April will be Marvel's release for their Spider-Man Superman team up. All new stories, all different creators, and a whole new batch of insanely well done variants. So good luck. Take your time with it. Figure out the ones you want. If you don't want to just tag them all, now's the time to get them all because you can't miss them. But make sure you get the ones you want and don't miss out.
I have just started working on the catalog that's going to be due at the end of this month. That is going to be the stuff that we FOC in April. That is going to be the stuff we receive in May. There is something in there that I think will have great interest to those people who care about the Marvel DC. They are coming back with a facsimile edition share between the 2 companies, and they will be doing all 4 parts of JLA Avengers as facsimile.
I know. I saw that coming out.
So good. Coming down the pipe. Expect to be on it. You'll want to make sure that you have that in your collection.
As we talk about variants, there are a lot of really cool variant themes.
I have one. I'm going to derail you for a second.
Go ahead and derail.
Because this just impressed me so much. For Null, the Simone DeMeo of Hela there is just so good.
Excellent.
Hela's had some good covers. This is ridiculous.
I agree. With that, if you want to go to our filter and open up, we have a couple more April Drools variants. DC is doing Things to Come variant, which is kind of like a look into the future. Marvel is doing an Ultimate Farewell variant series where they're kind of saying goodbye to the Ultimate Universe through variant covers. We still have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. month that's going to basically take the superheroes and bring them down to if they were agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And Invincible Month continues doing their tie-ins through Image Comics. A lot of actual, variant themes that if you want to purchase, the easiest way to do is go to that theme section like Keith just did and filter them out so you don't miss one. Those are the most often missed concepts when you're trying to get your collection together. So we are out of time. My honorable mentions are Scorched is hitting number 50, which I think is really cool. There is in Dark Horse Comics has an Avatar: The Last Airbender hardcover with a library of books that are really hard to find for kids and stuff. Extraction from Ignition Press was the beginnings of the series. The movie with the Russo brothers behind it, they are also the ones part of writing this book. So if you want to pick that up. And then there was this 2 incredible trade paperbacks and collections, but fine print from Image Comics is dropping with Steven Sajek's insane artwork. And the complete Charles Donna Gibson hardcover from Uncivilized Books, which has been known to put a collection together. This is some seriously excellent artwork. It's basically the inspiration of how we get to art today, and kind of a breakdown, people have been looking through history books and things, trying to put it all together to put this thing together. So if you're into really great art in the history of like smaller comic books, I would pick that up from Uncivilized Books.
Good stuff out there. Plenty of options to have. Please peruse and use the portal if you're a Hold Slot member. Place that orders. We'll get you in there. And otherwise, you can turn around and purchase this stuff right now, live until 6 p.m. tomorrow on our website. So
all right.
Plenty of goodness out there for you guys to have. We encourage you to shop around and make your good choices, and then feel really rewarded when they come in and, like you were so smart. You got ahead of the game.
That's great.
Thank you, one. Thank you all. We will see you another week.
Bye, gang.
Orders are due this Monday at I Want More Comics and Games. We make them available online so you don't miss out for your comic, trade paperback, and manga choices. And join us every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Mountain as we review these and more in our Final Orders Due show on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Number 1 issues this week include Royals by Image Comics, G.I. Joe with Cobra versions of Silent Missions, Pop Kill Seasonal Hits Easter, Hello Body Horror from the Hello Darkness line at Boom Entertainment, and the long-awaited Beyond Megalith from Bad Idea Comics. Monster lineup of variants from the second part of Spider-Man Superman, and Kilroy is Here Drops. Place your order before 6 p.m. Monday night, either ship or in-store pickup, and we will see you at release.